Okay, let's go ahead and get started in the next lesson, which is solving equations and expressions and dealing with expressions involving absolute values. So the key word here is working with these things called absolute values. Now, an absolute value by definition is something, we have these two little what is known as pipes. You'll notice that they should be located above your enter key, above the backslash key. So you'll see the backslash key that's there, and right above it is the straight line that looks like that, or the vertical line, which represents an absolute value. So if I'm doing the absolute value of 7, that means we are looking for the distance of 7 from 0. And this is kind of obvious, right? Because obviously the distance of 7 from 0 is 7. So the absolute value of 7 is just 7, but the absolute value of -5, because that's 5 units away from 0, is just 5. So you'll notice that we take the absolute value at the very end once we kind of evaluate everything, and we change the sign of the one number that's inside. Now, be careful there, because you cannot do anything with this. If I do the absolute value of x plus 2, I don't change both of these to positives. It has to be one number to be able to do it. So we cannot change anything when we're dealing with that. So we'll see that kind of come up a little bit later. Okay, so going into evaluation, what we're going to do with evaluating just means plugging in. So whenever we have some variables and we have to plug things in, then we're going to go plug in the numbers and figure out what the expression comes out to. So what's the actual value of the expression? Okay, so here we have an absolute value. So I can see here absolute value of 12 plus 2t. We cannot apply the absolute value first. We always apply it last. So that's the very last thing that we do. If we had numbers out here, we would take care of these numbers out here first too, and we try to reduce this. These absolute values kind of work like parentheses. So which means we go inside the absolute value first to work it, because remember that we deal with PEMDAS. So whenever we're dealing with PEMDAS, parentheses first, exponents next, multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. So then on 12 plus 2t, you'll notice that t is equal to -2. So I plug it in. So I have absolute value of 12 plus 2 times -2. I'm just plugging it in right there. Make those absolute values a little bit larger. And then I have, in this case, I go inside and I do PEMDAS, right? Multiplication comes first, so I'm going to do those two first. So I have 12 minus 4, and then I'm going to take care of the addition subtraction. That's just 8. So absolute value of 8, which equals 8. So there is my expression evaluation. Okay, now the next one I have r equals 5. M equals -4. I'm going to plug them in here. So I have the absolute value of 3 times 5 plus 6 times -4. Then I'm going to take care of the multiplication division because there's no exponents. So then I go in and do that. So that's 15 minus 24. And then I take care of addition subtraction. So I have 15 here. So 15 minus 24 is -9. And then the distance from 0 of -9 is +9. So the answer would be +9. Okay. A couple more. If a equals 2, now notice we have things on the outside. So we're going to go through and do the order of operations the way that we're supposed to. So we're going to do the absolute value of 2 plus a -3. Okay, I'm writing it exactly how it says there. I'm not going to try to shortcut it yet. And then minus a -4. Okay, so we've got that problem right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside. So of course a plus and a minus become a minus. So I'm going to do the extra step and I'm going to just do 2 minus 3. And then these two become a positive, right? Plus 4. So a -4 is +4. And now we're going to go and do inside the parentheses. So I have -1 plus 4, absolute value of -1. The absolute value of -1 is +1, so that just becomes a 1 plus 4, which equals 5. And then over on this end, now we have the absolute value of 2 minus a negative 3, because that's b, minus a 6 absolute value, minus 6 on the outside. We're going to take care of the parentheses, so we're taking care of this first. And then we've got 2 minus a minus 3, so that's 2 plus 3, minus 6, and then a minus 6 on the outside. Then we're going to take care of the inside, addition and subtraction. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. Minus 6, absolute value of negative 1 minus 6. And that just becomes 1 minus 6, which is negative 5. And we've taken care of those. Okay, that is the first part of 2.5. You notice that we actually did 1.5 first. You do have a set of problems for 1.5 that's a part of your homework assignment. It's all one big homework assignment. And then, of course, I'll show you the problems at the end of this lesson.